welcome. You are in the lab room. I, of course, am your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me. Week number 5 in the National Football League. Carolina Panthers at home taking on the Chicago Bears. The Bears. This is a big one. Both teams. We got two 2-2 football teams, both coming off of getting spanked last week. Bears by their intra-divisional hated rivals, the Green Bay Packers. Panthers by our old nemesis in Steve Smith and the Baltimore Ravens. So this is a big one. Both teams looking to get back on track. So this is a big one in the NFC because, again, we don't know how this is going to shake out. I mean, these two teams could be staring each other in the face. Week 17, looking to get into the postseason. We could be talking tiebreakers. We could be talking about two teams looking to get to 10-6. Maybe 7, 9-7, maybe even 11-5, needing to get into the postseason. This could be a big matchup as a tiebreaker. So we don't know. I mean, it's early to be talking, using the P word and talking tiebreakers, but hey, I'm not saying. I'm just saying. So big one in Carolina. And if you're the Panthers, your next 3 games, murderer's row. So you need to get this one just in case. And again, I'm not saying. I'm just saying, the next 3, hey, I wouldn't wish that on anybody, so you need to get this one. You need this one, and you need it in a bad way. Philly Brown, 79-yard punt return. And it's funny because I was watching Colts-Ravens, and this showed up at the bottom of the screen that Philly Brown took one to the crib. And I'm like, Philly took one to the crib? Oh, I can't wait to see that because, I don't want Philly back there. I've been petitioning for Philly to get ousted from punt returns because he's thirsty. He's really thirsty. He wants to make plays, but to a fault. When you get these young boys back there and they don't understand, this is not college football. Let me repeat, this is not college football. You got to call fair catch. When these boys are bearing down on you, you got to call fair catch, man. Or they're going to blast you, you're going to fumble, you're going to muff it, you're going to turn it over. I can't have it. So you got to know when to draw. It's a fine line, and you got to know when to draw that line and say, all right, man, let me wait for this fair catch and make sure my team starts at the 17 instead of the other team starting at the 17. Well, Philly is one of these dudes. He's thirsty. So he always wants to make a play. He was undrafted, so he feels like he has something to prove. So he wants to make a play every single time. And usually you get in trouble. You've seen it. He did it against the Steelers. You've seen what I'm talking about. And you'll see it in this game later on, too. So when I saw this 79-yard, I said, Philly, baby, what'd you do? I was so disappointed when I watched the game. This return was so garbage, man. It was so garbage. I thought Philly caught one, zigging in and out, made a guy miss, and took off down the sideline. Philly, first of all, got smashed. He called a fair catch. He did the right thing. Called a fair catch. Got smashed. And then the ball was just, it squirted out. He got up. Ball was there. And then it was on some Forrest Gump type. Run, Forrest. Run. Run, Philly. Run. And he looked up. And it was nothing but green down the side. He just took off down the sideline. Touchdown. How simple is that? It ain't get much simpler than that. Hey, kudos to you for being aware, picking it up. It's 7-0 in Carolina in this game. Sick one-hand grab by Alshon Jeffrey. Never, ever trust a man with 2 first names. And this is exactly why. Because they do filthy things like this. What a nasty one-hand grab this was. Julio Jones had one too in the Falcons-Giants game. Both of them sick, big hands, big fellas. They get it done. So that helps. But later on in the possession, Jay Cutler is picked off by Roman Harper. And Jay Cutler is one of these corners. I talked about this in the preview. I said, if you guys can get pressure on Jay Cutler, Jay will give you 2 of them things, man. Jay wants to share, but you got to give him a reason to. And so Jay was given in this game. He gave up 2, just like I said he would. And I'm going to talk about the Panthers' pressure a little bit later on, but that was a good stop early on in the game. KB, for the 2nd week in a row, puts it down on the ground, stripped of the football. Now, last week he was saved by the bell. They said it was an incomplete pass and that he didn't possess the ball long enough. I thought it was a good call, but he got stripped nonetheless last week. This week, not so much. Young fella catches it, tries to make a football move. It's poked out, and, of course, those boys pounced on the football. So KB, to me, this was his worst performance as a professional to date. He had a couple of drops in this game. Yeah, one nice catch where he stretched out for it, but Had a couple of drops in this game. Didn't make a huge play like he had been over the past couple of games, and he fumbled the football. So I thought it was a tough outing. But I told you this much, that you're going to have games like this. He's a rookie. You're going to have games like this from him. But put it on the ground. This changed the game early on, did this fumble, as the Bears used that fumble to get Matt Forte in the end zone on a touchdown catch. It's 7-all in this football game. Willie Young sacks and strips Cam of the football, recovered by Lamar Houston. That turns into a Cutler scramble for a TD. It's now 14-7. So you see how the tide has turned so quickly off of that KB fumble. Now the Bears are in the driver's seat and looking to run away with this one. That's the end of the first quarter. Bears up 14-7. Alshon Jeffrey would never, ever trust a man with 2 first names. Easy touchdown grab. Wide receiver screen, essentially a hitch. They throw it to him. Nobody's out there. 1 block from Martellus Bennett. He's off to the races. 25 yards. He's into the end zone untouched. Hey, it's 21-7, just like that. And if you're a Panthers fan, you say, oh my gosh, here we go again. I know I'm not a Panthers fan. I was saying, oh my gosh, here we go again. So, and I said that as I looked at the bottom of the screen. Remember, didn't watch the game live. Had to come back and watch it. So I'm looking at the bottom of the screen on CBS, and I see that the Bears have the football deep in Panthers territory looking for more points. And I'm like, wow, if they get anything before the half, this game is over. Because the Panthers, then they start saying, here we go again. Now, it's not just the fans saying, here we go again. If the Bears score again, especially if it's a touchdown and they go up 28-7, then the players start saying, here we go again. But here comes the game-saving and game-changing play. Cam's pass is deflected and picked off by Lamar Houston. Lance Briggs picks it off. It's deflected by Lamar Houston. Lance Briggs picks it off. And Carolina was driving the football to put some points on the scoreboard. So after that, Matt Forte rips off a 62-yard catch and run. Breaks a tackle, and I want to say that it was Thomas Davis, who was back from his injury. He missed that Carolina game last week. He was back out there this week. He misses the tackle, and Forte takes off down the sideline. I thought he was going to score for a second. And this is when I saw that the Bears were deep in Carolina Panthers territory, up 21-7. I said, oh my gosh, they about to score again. Here's the play that I thought changed the game for the Panthers. They needed this. They needed a break at this time. Robbie Good as gold, misses a chip shot field goal. And I think people they underestimate how big a field goal miss is in the game. And I don't care how far it's from. I don't care, what's going on in the game. You can't miss field goals, especially the easy ones. This one, I'm not. And first of all, it's Robbie Gold. Robbie Good as gold. He's supposed to make this, man. And you know what this felt like? For those of you who were good in school when you were a kid, then you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say this. Now, if you were a bad little kid in school, then you don't know what I'm talking about right here. But if you were a good kid and your teacher knew you were good all the time and you did something bad and they were surprised when you did something bad, you know what they used to say to you? I'm surprised at you. I'm surprised at you. And it would make you feel real small, make you feel real bad. You felt real disappointed in yourself. I'm surprised at you. You know better than that. I'm surprised at you. And you would feel bad, like, oh man, I can't believe I just did that. That's how I felt about Robbie. I said, Robbie, I'm surprised at you, man. I'm not used to seeing you miss chip shot field goal. I'm surprised at you, man. Can't believe you just missed that. And what this did was it gave Carolina hope. If he makes this field goal and we go to the half 24-7, I don't think the Panthers come back in this football game. I think they're done. They're dead in the water. I mean, all the momentum in the game was in the favor of the Bears. They just picked off Cam, had forced their second turnover, or third turnover from Carolina in this game, because you got the KB fumble, you got the Cam fumble, and now you got a Cam pick, and you're getting another set of points off of a turnover. What more could the Bears do in the first half? He misses his field goal, and now the Panthers are like, finally we got a break. They take this missed field goal, and not only did this kill the momentum for the Bears, also gave the Panthers great field position. So when you miss a field goal, a lot of different things transpire in the game, and I thought this was the turning point in this football game as the Panthers turned that miss into a great touchdown right before the half. Now, instead of it being 24-7, this is a 10-point swing. It's now 21-14. So Panthers right back in this game now. So we head to the third quarter. Philly Brown. Remember I talked about Philly Brown? I told you I don't want the dude back there, but look, hey, he's on this roster for this particular reason right here. And he can stretch the defense. So I'm not going to beat you up, but this is why I don't want the young fella back here. Philly Brown's fumble on the punt return, nearly disastrous. Everything that you've done to get back in this game was almost destroyed in one fell swoop. Philly Brown almost did it to you again. Remember, he did it to you against the Steelers? He almost did it to you again. But luckily, you pounced on this one. You were able to recover. And you could continue your offensive rhythm. Because even though you had turned the football over in the first half, you were moving the football on this Bears defense. That's the one thing you could hang your hat on. Against the Ravens, you weren't moving the football necessarily. So there was no rhythm. There was nothing you could hang your hat on. In this game, you were moving the football on this Bears defense. You just kept shooting yourself in the foot. So you continued to move the football after you recovered that. And the Panthers continued their offensive fluidity as they get a touchdown from Chris Ogbonnaya. And now the game is knotted up at 21 all. 21 all after being down 21-7, staring a 24-7 deficit in the face. They're now back in this game tied up at 21. Bears denied on third and short. After settle for a Robbie Gould field goal, this time he knocks it home. It's 24-21. Big stop by the Panthers defense to get in there, penetrate, and stop this Bears offensive football team from getting a first down on third and short, forcing that field goal. That was a huge play in the game. End of the third quarter, Bears up by 3. Jay Cutler wastes great field position with an overthrow. And I told you put pressure on Jay Cutler. You know, those feet, and he's got some terrible footwork. He's always had terrible, because he got such a strong arm, he feels like he can do anything he wants with his feet. It's not going to affect the throw. So on this particular throw, Jay doesn't step into it. Jay doesn't set his feet. He stops, and he's fading backwards, and he just lets it rip. Well, he overthrows his receiver and throws it right into the waiting arms of Thomas Deku, who picks it off. And after that subsequent interception, you get a game-tying field goal by Graham Gano. It's 24 all. Panthers are right here in a position to steal a game that they were down 14 earlier in this football game. So now the first play of the ensuing possession, Matt Forte coughs it up, and the Panthers are able to pounce on the football. And you already know where they're going with this football on third and goal. Grego with a touchdown, his second of the game, as the Panthers take the lead 31-24. Now they just need one more stop to secure the victory as they go back on the field, and Jay Cutler is absolutely smashed by K'Wan Short on fourth down, forces a fumble. It's recovered by the Panthers as the Carolina Panthers come back from 14 down and show some perseverance and some heart and get it done. 31-24. And this was a big one. They needed this one. Like I said, their next 3 games, murderer's row. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. At Cincinnati, at Green Bay, home for Seattle. Good luck. If you could come out of that 1-2 and still be at 500, I tip my cap to you. That's a tough stretch of football. Hopefully you don't get swept up in that. But that's tough. That's why you had to have this one. If you drop this game going into that stretch of football on a 3-game losing streak with no confidence, no momentum, none of that, I don't know how you don't end up with 6 losses in a row. So this was big. This was big. Now you can go. Maybe you can steal one of these games on the road and then come back and get Seattle. Maybe you could not win any of those games on the road but get Seattle out. I don't know. But this one, you had to have it and you got it. Big win. That's how you show heart. This game took a lot of heart, because if you would have lost this game, I was ready to pronounce you dead this season. And I hate to do that so early, but with this stretch of football, this is what happens when you want to win a division. You get tough football. You get tough. It ain't nothing easy. It ain't nothing nice. And so it's about to get real for you. It's about to ratchet up. Let's see how good you are as a football team. For the Bears, this is why you can't make the playoffs right here. This is why you don't get to go to the show. At the end of the season, when they start handing out tickets to the dance, That's why you don't get one annually. That's why every year when you start looking up at everybody with them sad puppy dog eyes, asking why don't you get to go, this is why you don't get to go. Right here. Because you had this game in the palm of your hands and you threw it away. Robbie Gould misses a field goal. Matt Forte puts it on the floor. Cutler with 2 interceptions. You let the Panthers do what they wanted to do. They have no running backs. You let a undrafted rookie off the street come in and get you. Chris Ogbonnaya wasn't even in their camp. He just they just picked him up off the street. He was gashing you as well. And then Cam and company was going to work on you. So you threw this game away. You absolutely threw this football game away. And whatever happens to you from here on out, you deserve it because you did it to yourself. And that's why you don't get to go to the postseason every year because of games. You do it every year. You do the same thing every year and then want to know why you don't get to go to the show. This is why right here. So Bears are now 2-3 on the season. Panthers, huge win. They're 3-2 on the season. And so we'll see what happens from here on out with these two teams that seem to be going in opposite directions. That's going to do it for Bears and Panthers. I thank you for joining me. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here in the lab room. Come back and join me, man. I got plenty more to break down in week number 5 in the National Football League. See you in a bit. Like the content? Want more? Sub up.